I healed myself of CPTSD. If some of you don't know what that is, it is complex PTSD, where you have multiple experiences, versus if somebody goes to war, they have one experience, one traumatic experience. And CPTSD is where you have multiple experiences, and it gets really bad. So I had the highest score, PTSD score that you can get. Mine was a PCL score of 8, and I had the suicide hotline on 24/7. Was really having a hard time. And when I was going through both trying to heal from chronic illness, which put me into a permanent state of fight or flight, on top of having all of this trauma. And I tried EMDR for 6 months because that was part of the program that when I entered on how healing myself from narcissistic abuse, I entered a program that has a 99% recovery rate for children raised in toxic environments. And so when I went no contact, I started to get flashbacks and started experiencing all of the symptoms that you go through. And that was my first really understanding that I had CPTSD. I would hold myself, with a weighted blanket in the bathroom during work just to get through the flashbacks. And it was really crazy. And I did EMDR because that's what was part of the program, that you're supposed to go find someone to do EMDR. And it was really, it helped a little bit, but it didn't do much. For me, it kept getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And I took all kinds of supplements, like saffron extract, L-tyrosine, all of these things to help my mental health, because I heard Dr. Almond talk about them. And yeah, they did definitely help. I put my face in ice. I would do ice baths. I would do Wim Hof breathing, all of these things, and they definitely do help. But when I found this one solution, I was able to erase all of the trauma that I had experienced that I could remember within 2 days. It took me 15 minutes each. The first time I did it for the first 5 traumas I could remember. Then I did it for the rest, like 5 more traumas. And it was like this huge weight just lifted off of me for the first time. I could start to remember good things that happened to me as a child, and my life began to change. And so I wanted to really share this with you so that you could go through this as well. And anytime you remember a trauma, if you revisit that trauma, you can go through this process and bring a close to it, to process it, allow your brain to file it away. And a lot of people get afraid. They're like, well, I don't want to forget. Well, you don't erase your brain. You're not erasing your brain. But what you're doing is you're allowing your brain to process it so you can function as a human. So just keep that in mind. And this works for really anybody that has trauma. And even if you disassociate, the exercise is actually going to bring you through a process of deliberately disassociating. So you don't have to relive it in order to erase it. And so I just actually went through and did it even with my whole recovery from chronic illness. Some of you know that as right now, the recording of this video, I have fully recovered as far as getting rid of the core issue of the chronic illness. And I'm just going through the last several months of getting my strength back. And then after about the next month or so, right about October, I'll be going into the rebuilding phase, and it will, I'll be healing through the end of the year. And I started in January. It's not an overnight thing, but I found a process that worked for me. So I went ahead and used it for all of the trauma that I had to go through. And some of you know, if you've been through chronic illness, you get a lot of trauma. And I went through and erased my own trauma related to that. So if you're looking for a solution, hopefully this will help you. It is a video from Tony Robbins, and it is part of his training that I went through for Robbins Maintains, and where you can become a results coach. And it really is about getting people results. And I wanted to share the actual training video with you so that you can utilize it and apply it to yourself. Again, this is for informational purposes only, and not here to diagnose anyone or to tell anyone what they need to be doing. Just sharing what has worked for me to try and help other people. So let's get right into the video.
Whose daughter Cody was in a life-threatening accident. She had stepped into a go-kart in the family's backyard and crashed into a car. The accident was serious. She actually died. before rescue workers brought her back to life. Fortunately, she recovered and she's now healthy, but her mother, Mandy, didn't recover. Mandy suffered from terrible panic attacks and emotional rages that caused her to give up her job as a nurse, nearly destroyed her marriage, and tore her family apart. Tony came to work with his family to repair the relationships and help Mandy to overcome this crippling emotional pattern. At the point where we're going to join them, where they had just gone through a series of strategic interventions with Mandy, her husband, Mandy's mother, and of course the children. The relationships are now repaired. Last piece of the puzzle is to help Mandy overcome the trauma itself. With Tony's help, she'll overcome her panic attacks, stabilize her family, and go back to work, helping people as a nurse. She's going to visit the scene of the accident for the first time without having a panic attack. They're going to start by setting the intention for the coaching session. This is step one, set the intention.
You have something you can give other people. And so we're going to go walk around here just real quick and just make sure it's all gone. You start to feel it, you just breathe, you wipe it out, and then we're just going to make sure no stimulus can stop you. Because how'd you like to be able to go back to work and have some fun or start your new mission in the direction of being able to help kids and adults and people like that? Are you up for that new mission?
Yes.
Okay, good. So here's what I want you to do now. All I want you to do is let's do a real quick process for you. I want you right now in your mind, really simply, I want you to feel this feeling.
Yeah.
Okay? Feel it. What color is it?
Purple.
Okay, good. Feel the circle all around your body. Okay? Now, close your eyes. And as you do this, I want you very simply to say, I am now going to be free for a lifetime.
I am now going to be free for a lifetime.
And say it with a purple sound.
I'm going to be free for a lifetime.
I am now free for a lifetime.
I am now free for a lifetime.
That's it. Say it from a circle state.
I am now free for a lifetime.
That's it. Say it from your heart with the circle inside your heart and purple.
I am now free for a lifetime.
Yes, good.
Do you see how Tony's touching Mandy's shoulder? This is called anchoring. Tony's already done some work with Mandy where they associate safe, good emotions with this touch on her shoulder. They also associate these emotions with the color purple, with the shape of a circle, and with a certain emotional focus. By anchoring safe emotions to these things, they can trigger her to feel safe and strong. So this is step two. Establish emotional safety, and it's an important part of the process. Tony presses Mandy's shoulder to remind her of these positive associations and to give her support as she sets the intention of being free for a lifetime. Now they're going to associate this freedom not just with herself, but with her ability to help others.
And this freedom gives me the ability to help who?
Everybody.
How does that feel?
Awesome.
So can you celebrate that by looking at the symbols that used to make you panic? Feel that in your body?
Yes.
Of course you can. So let's do this to make it even easier. I want you to open your eyes, close your eyes and feel this. Bring that feeling through every part of your body, from your toes to the top of your head, all the way down your arms, through your fingertips. And where would be the part of your body where you'd shoot it out the most? Your heart, your face, your eyes. Feel it coming from wherever it would come out most. Where does it come out most from you when you want to send it to something or someone?
My eyes.
Okay, good. So feel it coming from your eyes. Beautiful.
Yep.
Now close your eyes and feel that, and take it from your eyes throughout your whole body. And I want you to imagine feeling this feeling through your whole body, this purple feeling, this circle feeling. Imagine that you've gone into a theater. And when you go to the theater, I want you to feel yourself sitting down in a really cushy chair. Make it a really big screen. Let me know when you're sitting down and it's comfortable.
Okay.
And up on that screen, feeling this feeling in your body, I want you now to feel yourself, look up at the screen, and on the screen is a black and white still picture of the accident and all that stuff, but it's frozen. It's something in time, and there's some part of you that goes, that was the gift, holy cow. Say it. That was the gift, holy cow.
That was the gift, holy cow.
Say it like a purple person.
That was the gift, holy cow.
Say it with this tone of voice that the purple set makes. That's it. Say it. That's it. Say it again.
Holy gift. That was the gift, holy cow.
Perfect.
Now Tony's taken Mandy to step three. Set up the visualization. Specifically, this is a sequence of steps for diminishing emotional trauma. One of the reasons Mandy's suffering is that when she thinks of the accident, she gets hijacked by powerful emotions of fear and loss, and she stops being able to function. Now, by imagining a theater where she's watching a black and white projection of a picture of the accident on a screen, That enables her to disassociate from the intensity of that emotion. Disassociation is a powerful tool we all use every day to detach ourselves from experiences that are overpowering and overwhelming. By getting more disassociated, she can then think clearly and decide what's most important. Mandy's emotions have been out of control. She's training herself now to be able to disassociate emotionally from the accident so she can have her composure and she can make intelligent decisions.
You're sitting in the chair. Now feel yourself lift out of your body. I know this sounds weird, like floating out, like your spirit is flowing out almost. You're floating out of your body. And then feel yourself now up in the projection room and look down and see your body sitting in the chair looking at the screen. So you float out of your body. You're back in the projection room. And you can look down and you see yourself sitting there. It feels so funny to see yourself sitting there down there.
Yeah, but I'm not crying.
No, you're not crying. And then see yourself from way back here in the projection room. Tell me when you're in the projection room.
Yes.
Do you see your body down there, sitting there watching?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then up on the screen, you see that black and white image of the accident.
Yeah.
So you're watching yourself, watch this. And now take this purple feeling, and here's what you're going to do. You're going to watch the whole thing happen, and you're going to watch it happen in black and white, but you're going to do it up here, not you. No. You start to go back in your body. Step back here with me in the projection booth. Tell me when you're in projection booth.
Okay.
Can you see your body down there watching?
Yes.
And as you're doing it, say a little prayer and thank God for freedom.
Okay.
And what does God say back?
Be free.
That's it.
One of the principles of strategic intervention is to understand what already persuades and motivates the person. Now, Mandy happens to be religious. So when it comes to big issues, Tony will use religious language with her. If she had been a non-believer, he would have used a different approach.
So now, take God's gift, feel yourself in the projection room. Are you sitting? Can you see yourself sitting down there?
Yes.
Keep watching yourself down there. Watch yourself, watch the screen. Keep watching yourself down there while on the screen, the whole thing plays out from beginning to end in black and white. And you just feel yourself back here feeling God's gifts, God's grace. Watch it all the way through. And have it kind of go a little fast, almost like a crazy cartoon. You tell me when it's at the end and she's okay. Make sure you're watching yourself down there, watching. Make sure you see yourself in the chair down there, and then the screen's big up there in front of her. The whole thing's going from beginning to end, all the way to the end. Feel God's grace while it's happening. That's it. That's it. That's perfect.
Okay.
Good. And you just did what a horse did. Took that little breath that allows them to let the trauma out.
Many of us are slaves to a story, a disempowering story of something that happened to us or something we did in the past that we can no longer control. The story lives on in us, in our language, in the meanings we associate with it, and in the way we replay it in our mind's eye like a movie. Is there a story from your past that you keep replaying in your mind's eye? This is step 4. Get control of your story. Now, this sounds more complicated than it actually is. You can get control over your story simply by replaying it in a deliberate way until your mind and body learn from practice that you're in control of the story. Tony's guiding Mandy to replay the story of the accident, the same story that's been torturing her, but now she's in control because she gets to replay it herself. She can modify the story so it plays back fast, like a cartoon. She can change the color, she can play it backwards, or she can change the soundtrack. Modifying and controlling the story like this puts Mandy in control. So instead of being terrorized by the story, when it plays back out of control, she's now like a film director who decides how it will play back. So watch how Tony emphasizes Mandy's control over her story.
Run the whole thing backwards, but watch yourself down there and watch yourself. Look at yourself down there. You're not crying, are you?
No, I'm not crying.
Yeah, so feel your spirit up here in the booth with me, and now watch it backwards. The whole thing backwards, all the way to the front. And let me know when you're all the way back to the front, right before she even started getting inside the go-kart. And watch yourself down. Look how great you're doing. While it's happening, while you're still seeing it on the screen, whisper down to that younger you down there and say, it all worked out. Yell to her from upstairs. It all worked out. I'm proud of you. Watch her turn around and smile. That's it. Good. What does she yell back?
It's okay.
Yeah, good.
Notice that Tony's now editing the story. He's adding a conclusion. The conclusion is it all worked out. So when we replay a scary story in our heads, we tend to put ourselves in the middle of the story as if we didn't know how it would end. But the truth is that if it's something that happened in the past, we know how the story ended. For Mandy, her daughter got the help she needed, and now she's safe. So Tony's guiding Mandy to send herself that message, that the story's actually over, that we know how it ended, and that it all came out great.
Now, as you're sitting up here in the booth, say, okay, now we're gonna do this back and forth like a record. We're gonna scratch it up so it never feels that way anymore. You know, if you took a record and you put a needle across it over and over and over again, a CD, pretty soon it never plays the same way. That's what we're gonna do. So make it in color, but make it go in hyperspeed now. And you're up the projector, you turn it on really fast, like and watch yourself down there watching, and you start to think, how could you can even smile because somehow you know that this is all over. And then watch it backwards in hyperspeed, in color, make it in color. And feel all these great feelings. And then forward again, all the way from the very beginning. Just getting in the car, falling back off the back, smashing the back, the helmet coming off, him running, you running, mom, thinking you gave up, but you didn't give up because your mom was right there. You all did it together. She's okay, look at her smile, because she gets to the hospital, the sirens going, you hear the sirens. Now do the whole thing backwards. Come back up, she comes back out, helmet comes back, moves backwards, sirens, the ambulance going away, come back to the very beginning, saying, hey, maybe we should go on a go-kart. And now do it this time and do the whole thing. But as you're doing it, I want you to yell a few comments down to that younger you down there to let her know how proud you are of her, or to let her know this all happened on purpose. Anything you want to yell to her while it's happening, go ahead and run the film again and run it in detail, in color, just like it was happening. And send her this feeling. And then say something to her. What do you want to say to her?
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah. It's not only okay, it's what? What she doesn't know is it turned out to be a what? Tell her.
A gift.
Yeah. How much more does she get to love her man and herself? How much more?
Everything's better.
How much stronger is the whole family?
Everybody's stronger.
Tell her what Cody is like today. Tell her. She got stuck back in time there and thought for a while that this is the end or it was horrible. What actually happened? How is Cody now?
Strong.
Yeah. She's even stronger than if this happened. It never happened. People that have been protected and never gotten hurt, they live in fear. Somebody's broken legs, arms, been through hell, they don't have fear because they know they can deal with it. They're stronger.
Wow.
Just like you know you can deal with it. Now you can help someone because you've been through this. You never would have been able to help before.
Okay, help me. Let's go.
Okay, let's do it. Let's rock and roll.
It's only been 10 minutes since they started. Mandy set her intention, established protective emotions for herself, visualized the theater scene, which gave her enough distance from her emotions that she can make a smart decision, and then she replayed and modified the story in her mind's eye. So instead of being stuck in the middle of the story, she can now control it and edit it and even give it a new ending. Since the story is over, she has emotional closure. She knows that everyone turned out stronger than they were before and that there's no need for panic and fear. This is step 5, test. Now that Mandy's trained herself in being able to create her own meanings, she's now going to test her abilities by walking over to the scene of the accident itself.
Now tell me something. You look at this cart and you think about how your life was changed for the better. Did good come from this even though it wasn't by design consciously? Is there a plan larger than yourself?
Now you can see how challenging it is for Mandy to see the go-kart. The place is so scary for her that she hasn't been able to walk here even though it's in her own backyard. Now with the help of these strategies, she can stand here and decide deliberately, consciously, what's most important to her. Tony can see she needs even more emotional support right now, so watch how he's going to help her.
Surround this thing with purple. Put yourself in a purple state and then send it through your eyes. And then put a big circle around it. And then make the sound. That's it. Do it again. Make the sound go over the whole thing. Surround it with that sound. That's it. Move around it, make the sound. Come on, make the sound around there 3 or 4 times. All right, go make the sound. That's it. That's it. That's it. Make it over on this side. Make sure you make the sound on this side. That's it. And what's the phrase?
Live smart.
Say it again.
Live smart.
Say it again.
Live smart.
Can you live smart?
Live smart.
Yeah. That's great.
Mandy used the anchors she associates with strong, safe emotions, purple, circle, the funny sound she makes, and the phrase live smart. Remember, Tony spent time with Mandy before this video started generating safe, supportive emotions that would protect her from having a harsh experience. When she comes to the accident site, they can draw on this protection for her. This is step 6, support. When someone wants to challenge themselves with a difficult thought or emotion or experience, you never do so without making sure the person is completely supported and safe. So notice, Tony's being careful. He's watching Mandy like a hawk to make sure that she doesn't have a bad experience. Now they're going to walk a few feet away to the actual site of the go-kart crash.
So is this the truck?
Yeah, she hit that
And
car.
what did this truck, what do we have to thank this truck for? What's the gift this truck provided? That whenever you look at this truck, you could have a whole new meaning in your life. What a purple
She
stick.
didn't keep going.
That's right.
Did you hear that? This is a whole new meaning for Mandy. Previously, she associated this place with her daughter's accident. That's a disempowering meaning that sets her up as a victim of a tragedy. The truth is that the tragedy didn't happen. Her daughter is safe, and Mandy's able to free herself from the emotions that were trapping her before. But even more, the accident probably saved her from other dangers in her life. This is step 7, new meaning. When we overcome a painful emotional pattern, we make room for a new meaning. For instance, Mandy can now see that before the accident, her marriage was already in trouble. So now since the accident, she's given her marriage the attention and the strategies it needed. And now her family is happier and healthier as a result. That's the meaning she wants to have. And now thanks to this process, that's the meaning she can fully embrace on an emotional level.
All of you are going to live how?
Better.
Smarter, better,
Smarter.
happier, closer. There's something about it. You know, you never want it to happen again, and it won't because you're smarter.
Yes.
You learn the lessons.
Yes.
But thank God for the experience because it made you learn lessons that were way beyond this. This car was a form of transportation, but the transportation was to transport your life and your family's life to a new level.
Yes.
It's almost like a time machine now, where it jettisoned you guys out of a nightmare and back into the loving family that you deserve to have. It put a stop to the patterns that were going on back then. And when you can look at that now and give you that feeling, think of how much you've grown. How big a growth is that for you?
This is huge because I haven't been able to come out here.
You haven't come out
I
here
haven't
since when?
wanted to come out here.
Yeah. Since when?
A
Since
couple
the-
days after the accident.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I tried to come out here a couple days after the accident and I couldn't do it.
From now on, that accident has a new term for it. What do you want to call it? What was it really? It turned out to be that accident turned out to be a what for everyone? A what?
Alarm clock
Yeah. And a gift.
and a gift.
So from now on, when you go, ever since the gift,
Ever since the gift. I like that. Ever since the gift.
yeah, ever since that gift, ever since the day we got that gift.
Yep, ever since the gift.
By the way, if you can find the gifts in the most traumatic things in life, how free is your life?
No worries.
And if you can do that within yourself, you can get someone else there.
That's awesome.
And if you can get somebody else there, then there's no one you can't help.
That's awesome. So I can go back to helping people.
Can you?
Yes.
Of course you can.
That's
So
my breakthrough.
That's your breakthrough. You got it, honey.
That's my breakthrough. That's it.
I know.